I have fun or not. My biggest takeaway is Prof's abhorrence for describing the sick as patients, and then he wanting the narrative to change to reflecting clients. My question is, I have to sit fully with you. What kind of push are we giving to that, so that we can change the narrative, the push to have this change, so that we will see them as clients? Because all these things, the miscare that we have is this relationship, we see them as patients. So my question is, what push are you giving? Those of you in academia, what is the push that are you giving so that this narrative can change to reflect a client or a business relationship, so that they can get the best of care when they visit our facilities?
In fact, if you begin to look at our historical antecedents, then we begin to appreciate where we are now. See, because of the colonial mentality, we have something called government and something called some ordinary person. I was just sharing with Dr. Mrs. Facility, as I said, you appear that sometimes everything that happens in this country, we talk about leaders. Oh, the leaders are not doing this. The leaders are not doing that. The key fundamental question you ask yourself is, who is the leader? Is the leader the president of the country, or you that sits there? Everybody's a leader. So the issue is that because of that kind of mentality, even if you look at the way we relate to ourselves, when somebody is CEO and somebody is a cleaner, the person makes a conscious effort to demonstrate in vivid terms where you belong to and where I belong to. So if we are not having that conversation around the hierarchical nature of our society, some of these things will take time. The good thing is that we as MCF, the Health Collaborative, we started a conversation. That's why when we dreamt about this project, we didn't just start implementing. We touched almost everybody, and you could see the illustration that I did from the policy makers and all that. We even go beyond that. We're even looking at a situation where people who are trained to set up business, people who are trained going to be entrepreneurial within existing startup, they will get some champions with these organizations to support them. We're even looking at a situation where I produce X, and this product is needed by the, say, your outfit or the assembly. Assembly will not go around importing the thing from China, because this kind of mentality of really trying to make somebody low so that I feel better, this has to change. Look at the political system. You have these food soldiers, they are dropping them cents. Unlike the kind of programs that we are doing to empower everybody, they will try and keep people permanently down so that they can drop the crumbs. This has to change. And I'm happy. When we started this conversation, these nursing and midwifery institutions, they came to us and said, okay, yes, just like exactly the question you posed, what can we do? And they are even advocating that we revolutionize their program so that we incorporate this entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship in it. So the conversation has started, and we're hoping that that's the reason why all of you are here. We're hoping that we all put our shoulder to the wheels and make sure that we are right at the destination. We are thinking that this project shouldn't end after 10 years, even if the funders are not going to continue. But we think that the way we are implementing it, it's not going to go for 10 years, 20 years, probably in perpetuity. But we can only be successful if all of us here are working as a team. And that's why we're saying this invitation that we extended to you is not a one-off invitation. When it comes to even people that are going to be invited for the training, you are going to be integrally involved, so that you'll be part and parcel of the people who are charging for those who are pitching for the money and those who are even being recruited into our program. So let's start the conversation. And I think that one thing that would really, really help us is that if you begin to move away from that useless, I call it, with all the ounce of blood in me, politics we have in this system. Because if you begin to look at these MPP, NDC, the rubbish, the society is not moving anywhere. And I've always said to people, and I'll repeat it here, when the economy over last year, things were really, really rough, I stopped using my Highlander. Because finishing lecture at 9:30 and all that, I was scared that somebody may misconstrue you to be a politician. So yes, so the point I'm saying is that if you don't begin to make these sacrifices, you don't begin to be supportive of these things, you rise up a little bit, and people might misconstrue you to be a politician. They'll shoot you. So if you begin that awareness and realization that we all need to support the cause to be able to move forward, society will be better. And if you begin to look at the fact that let's try and empower the people rather than rely on these politicians, society will be better. We need to break that huge wall, the chasm where the big ones are there and the small ones are there. And that's why I like the Westerners. When I was living in Europe, nobody called me, that time I was just a doctor, nobody ever called me a doctor. Everybody called me Wilberforce. Whether it's a cleaner, whether it's CEO. But the thing is that we like posts too much in this society. So, and that's the thing. So we have started a conversation, and I'm thinking we are having a full force behind us, and I'm sure we're going to get somewhere. Okay, thank you very much.